This is cool. This is what coming up to Lake of the Woods is all about. Look at them taking drag too. I mean, I'm just letting them run. I've only got 6-pound Suffix mono on this main line here. There's a lot of lake shiners that are moving around today. You're seeing them on the electronics up high, big schools of flickers on the graph. Usually when you see a bigger marking with those are those tulibies, those bait fish that are moving with the smaller lake shiners. But when you get one like this that hits 15 feet off the bottom in with the school of minnows and starts to take line, that's no bait fish.
Oh, it's a big old,
a big old pout. And we're unhappy because we want big walleyes, but still, this is an impressive burbot. Look at the size of that big old boy. That'll start out our trip just fine. That's about 2.5 footer, huh?
Look at that.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, well, it's not the big walleye we want to start out our trip here at Arnesens, but we'll take them nonetheless. Man, that's a big burbot. So this is our annual trip back to Arnesens Rocky Point Resort on Minnesota's South Shore Lake of the Woods. Scott Walsh and I are joined by Mark Arnesen and our guide driver, Captain Tim Hill. We're going to fish out of a day house here this first afternoon and then switch some gears and try one of the sleeper houses as well, and hopefully we get a whole bunch of good fish. That big pout was a nice way to start.
Yeah, it's an exciting start. It's going to be a good time. It usually is.
Oh, he's digging.
Decent.
This is on the dead stick. It's just a little 24-inch rod. Had a real soft tip, and we just put it in a rod holder and set it on the floor with a full minnow on there. There's a nicer walleye there.
That's nothing wrong with that eye.
Yeah, that'll work great in a frying pan. And there's a variety of different ways that we rig that second rod. And this is actually just it's a panfish VMC pug bug, but it's got a real bright glow white pattern, about a 17-incher, nice eating size fish.
Up on Lake of the Woods in the winter, we have an 8-fish aggregate limit. You can have 8 walleye sauger combination, but no more than 4 can be walleyes. We also have a slot limit on the lake, and it's 19.5 to 28 inches immediate release.
That one was on a tumbler, little UV perch color.
A good start to our first morning in the sleeper. Nice.
Bad little fish.
Beauty.
Excellent. On the dead stick, little teardrop. I don't think I caught a fish yesterday on a dead stick.
Yeah.
So just goes to show you gotta
Keep it changed up.
keep at it, and you never know what's going to be the hot ticket that day. Try and find a good sized minnow and that single little VMC hook, just right below the dorsal, and back out, and that's it. Pretty simple.
This is one of the main reasons right here. Tulibies is why we have such a huge population of northern pike. These tulibi roam around in schools, and then the northerns just go out there and gorge themselves on them.
With the split limits here on Lake of the Woods, we always like to show the differences between the walleyes and the saugers. And here, the walleye, the little bit bigger fish in this hand, more of a green-sided fish, no spots on the dorsal fin, and a very prominent white tip on the tail. The saugers typically run a little smaller than the walleyes. They're more of a brown mottled color pattern, very prominent spots on the dorsal fin, and they do not have that white tip on the tail.
Besides our fleet of 80 day houses, we run a fleet of about 45 sleepers. One thing nice about the sleepers is you're out here in the morning right away, you spend your night out here, you can cook during the day, have your breakfast, plenty of room. The drivers will do a wake up on you in the morning, and then they'll do a tuck in on you in the evening. In that time, if you need anything, they'll bring it out. We have groceries and all the supplies on shore. Need anything, give us a call on the cell phone or radio. They'll deliver it right out to you.
Quick tip for you when you're fishing up here at Arnesens, or for that matter, anywhere where you're in a fixed position house like this, whether it's a sleeper or a day house. If you don't have the luxury of mobility, you have to wait for the fish to come to you. You've got to be sure that you've got lures on that can call them in, either rattling baits or spoons that put a lot of vibration in the water. And be sure to change your bait a lot. Always have fresh minnow heads or fresh whole minnows on, and change your lure styles and colors a lot. Just because they bit on red or pink yesterday or 2 hours ago doesn't mean that's going to be the hot lure all day long. These fish's moods change hourly. They come in, look, and then they leave and don't bite what you got down there. Change it and give them something different to look at. Always fun up here fishing at Arnesens. If you like winter fishing, this is a great destination to choose in Minnesota. Mark, if folks want to reach you and plan a trip, how do they do that?
Well, you can give us a call at 1-800-535-7585 or look us up on the web at arnesens.com.
This is Mark Arnesen, Scott Walsh behind me. Of course, our driver, Captain Tim Hill. I'm Roger Cormier. We'll be right back with more Midwest Outdoors.